standing or lying down first?
Lying down, same as last week, just then it'll just ramp up as the weeks go on. So just, you know, a bit harder every time. With options. And there we go. Okay, so lying down. Good, okay. So lying down, hands down by your side. I gaze straight up to the ceiling, relax the arms, palms up, and just let the shoulders flop open. Settle your spine along the mat, hip bone, pubic bone level. And then we're just having a little check that the legs are hip width apart, feet flat to the floor and toes pointing forwards. Good, so trust breathing there, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then think of taking that breath into the side and back parts of your rib cage. And as you exhale, pushing that breath out, bringing the ribs down and in. So we're not looking to speed the breath up. We're not looking to go, you know, heavy breathing. Just taking that breath in a little bit deeper, letting your belly fill up with air as well. And as you exhale, everything is kind of sucking out, pushing out. Hip bone, pubic bone staying level. There's no tension anywhere. Arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. And again, just to reiterate, I gaze straight up to the ceiling. So if you are looking behind you, you just need to put a little pillow behind the head. Or if, like me, you've got long hair, you can just tie it in a bobble and use the bobble there. Good. Just settling in. Okay, we're going to take the arms up in the air. So arms are straight, and we're just going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling and then slide the arms down and in. So we want to make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. I gaze straight up to the ceiling, arms just lifting up and down. So shoulder blades are opening up and out, and then down and in. So arms are nice and straight. There's no bend in the elbow. We're moving from the shoulder blades. So we can feel the shoulder blades opening up and out as you lift, and then drawing down and in as you lower the arms. Now think about tensing the arms as well. As you pull down, tighten, and just really feel it working then underneath your armpit, back into the shoulder joint and around the shoulders. Instead of just flopping the arms around, just really feel it where you're meant to feel it, in between the shoulders, down the back of the arms, into your lats, drawing those shoulder blades together, nice and strong. Working on those postural muscles straight from the start. Good, one more time. Okay, arms holding in that straight position, and then we're just going to take a scissor. So we're moving in the range that's comfortable for you. Don't bend the elbows. Slice the hands through the air. Keep an eye on your rib cage. So we're not letting your back lift as you scissor the arms. And you're not looking to touch the floor behind you. If you can and your arms are straight, then that's fine. But don't force it back. Just slice the arms through the air. And again, just think of like really tensing, like you're holding weight. So there's resistance. As you stretch the arm behind, you're reaching your fingertips away from each other, but the body is staying still. So we can feel the shoulder blades tracking on the mat. Last two. Last one. And now both arms are down by your side. Little finger on the mat, thumb pointing up. Shrug your shoulders up and then slide the arms down and away. So we're reaching your fingertips down towards your feet. Shrug the shoulders up, slide the arms down and away. So think about pressing your little finger into the mat as well. Open out through your collarbone. Press down. So we're feeling those shoulder blades moving up and down on your mat. Good. Keep going. Just don't look. Well, now I've said don't look, you're going to look. I'm just adjusting myself. Got quite tight. Sorry, Ian. Tight bra on tonight. Squishing my lady bits. Last one. Okay, relax there. So we're going to take arm circles now. So we're going to lift the arms up, big circles, and you're going to let your back arch off the floor, and then you circle your arms around, the back goes back down. And again, so we're going to lift and stretch up, and then circle around and down. So your shoulders and bum are staying on the floor, and that midsection is arching up as you do a big circle. Last one this way, arch up, and then slide down. Good, change direction. Same thing, arch up as your arms go overhead, and then pull in and bring your rib cage down. And again, lift and stretch up, and then pull in and bring it down. So that circle is as big or as small as you want. Check I've shaved my armpits. Last one. And then we're going to rest the hands on the hips. So the heel of your hand on your hip bones, fingertips point down to your pubic bone, arms are relaxed. Your hands should be flat because your hip bone and pubic bone are level. So we're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to pull into a pelvic tilt, tightening the muscles between your ribs and your hips. And then you're going to lengthen back out. So the hands are flat. When you pull in, your hands are tilted. Don't squeeze the bum and don't jam your back into the floor. Keep going at a natural pace. So you pull in, like your belly button is being pulled into the mat, and then you lengthen back out. And again, so we're pulling in tight. Ribs go down and in, knit everything together, and then lengthen back out. Good, 2 more times. Pulling in, ribs down and in, hips tilt up. That's dinner. Okay, last one. Pulling in tight. From here, from your pelvic tilt, hands down by your side, squeeze your bum and slowly roll up through your spine. Having a little check that your knees are staying in line with your hips. Don't let your knees fall out or in. At the top, knees, hips and shoulders in a long line. Stretch through the front of your hip flexors. And then as you roll down, squeeze your bum, tilt your hips up. And as you roll down, think about spreading your spine out along the mat. Careful with those knees aren't flaring out. And then release back. Then do that again. So you're pulling in tight, push down, squeeze your bum and roll up gently. If you have got something behind your head, just make sure it's not kind of squashing your neck. If it's still comfortable, then leave it there. But if it feels like your neck is compromising, then just take that cushion away when you roll up and down. So you're pulling in, you're creating that pelvic tilt. You push down, you squeeze, and you roll up block by block, bit by bit through your spine. Get a little stretch at the top, little pause. And as you roll back down, tucking in, pulling in, watching the knees, a little squeeze with the inner thighs, squeeze with your bum, and release back out. Couple more. We're sitting down a lot. We can't go anywhere. Good, one more time. Pulling in, push down, squeeze, and roll up. And slowly roll back down. Good, we're going to settle then into neutral again. So just find that kind of base position. Relax the arms, hip bone, pubic bone level. You're going to take your right leg up in the air. So we want 90 degree. Knee over hip, ankle in line with knee, and we're keeping an eye on your hips and your left leg. So start to slowly circle your right thigh bone round. If you want, you can put your hands on your hips. I've got my left hand just resting on my hip. So we want to make sure your hips are going to stay still against the movement of the leg. Watch your foot isn't dropping down as well, so no lazy leg. And your left leg is staying still. So easy circle round. I just want you to think about just kind of tightening around your rib cage. Easy does the circle. Change direction. So just make sure you're not jamming your back down into the floor. Bob Marley's favorite donuts are the ones with jamming. Classic. Last two. Easy circle. Think about tightening around that midsection to keep the body still. Last one. So slow circle. There's no rush. And then release. Let's swap sides. So we're going to bring that left leg up, knee over hip, ankle in line with knee, 90 degree. Hands on hips if you want. Right leg staying still. Slowly circle that left leg out. So we're watching the hips are staying still and your right leg. If you take that left leg out too far or you haven't got control, your hips will shift and your right leg will move. So we just want to make sure nothing else is moving. And to maintain that midsection, think of just bracing or pulling in or tightening around like you've got a corset on. Good, last one. Although I have never worn a corset. Change direction, slowly around the other way. Talking of corsets, I started to watch that Bridgerton that's on Netflix that everyone's raving about. I didn't get on with it. Which isn't like me, I like a costume drama. Last one. And then lower that leg down. Okay, so might feel a little bit tight around the hip flexor, so we're now going to stretch it out. So right leg is going to move first. We've all done this before. Open the knee out to the side, slide your leg out straight, and then turn and bring that leg back up and in. So we're opening out through the hip. Open that right knee out. Slide the leg straight, then turn and roll the leg back up and in. So your foot is traveling in a straight line on the floor. And again, hips is level, hips are staying still, and so is your left leg. If you're taking that right leg out too far, your left leg will start to waver. Change direction. Right leg straight out all the way, full extension. Open the knee out to the side, pull the heel up to your bum. And again, open and slide out. Make sure you're not overly arching your back off the floor, or the other way, jamming your back down into the floor. Take your time. Easy circle around with that thigh bone. Last one. And then let's change the leg. So settle into it. Relax the arms, hips are level, right leg stay still. Left knee open. Slide the leg out, then turn and roll the leg back up and in. And again, open and slide and turn and roll the leg back in. Just take your time. Again, that corset muscle around you. Keeping your right leg still and hips level. Good, one more time this way. Keeping those hips level. Good, change direction. Leg goes all the way out straight. Full extension, open the knee out to the side, pull the heel up to your bum. And again, all the way out straight. Open and heel to your bum. Good. Try not to move anything else. Last one. And then back to center. Relax back to your natural position. Eye gaze straight up to the ceiling. This is where you'll need your head block back if you're using one. So hip bone, pubic bone level, eye gaze straight up to the ceiling. And we're just going to do a little head nod, tuck the chin, look to your knees, and then look back up to the ceiling. And again, tuck the chin, look to the knees, look to the ceiling. So try not to jam the chin to the chest. Just do a little head nod. Moving on that bony bit around the back of the head. Keep a gap between the chin and the chest. Hands down by your side, palms down. Keeping your hip bone, pubic bone level, tuck the chin, look to your knees, curl up, float the arms off the floor, and then lower yourself back down and release. And again, tuck the chin, easy lift, hip bone, pubic bone staying level, rib cage down, and then lower. So we're keeping that natural curve in your lower back. Don't squeeze the bum, don't push your back into the floor. Easy lift, floating the arms off the floor. So we're going to move to the 100 in a minute. If it pulls on your neck, support the head with one hand and keep moving with the other, and then swap halfway through. Okay, hold up on this one. Have a little check, hip bone, pubic bone is level. Hands down by your side and beat the arms nice and fast. Breathing in for 5 and out for 5. Every time you exhale, make sure your foot up on that furthest point. Try not to push your back into the floor. Support with one hand if you need to, if your neck is painful. And again. I'll make that halfway. Curl up tight. Every time you exhale, ribs are down and in. You've just got 20 more. Last 10. And relax down. Oh, good. Good. Turn on your side. Face whichever way you want to face. Heels in line with your bum. Hips are stacked, shoulders stacked, and bottom arm supports the head. Good. Now create a little gap underneath you by pulling your abdominal muscles in. Arm out in front. You're going to lift the arm up. When your arm is over your shoulder, take a look at your hand. Follow it as you rotate through your spine. Push your hips forwards and squeeze the legs together. And then pull in and bring the arm all the way down. Create that little gap underneath. And again, lift up. Open and rotate, stretch it out, and then pull in and bring the arm all the way down. So your arm is traveling with your shoulder, not against it. Push your hips forwards, squeeze your legs. If your legs start to lift, you're going back too far, your twist isn't supported. Open. And then pull in, keep pulling in to bring the arm down. So we want to work the rotation muscles, your obliques, keep the arm in line with the shoulder, keep an eye on it as you rotate back. And then pulling in tight to bring the arm down. So it's a work of those obliques bringing the arm down. Last time now, open out through the chest, feel a stretch, lengthen, and then pull in and bring the arm all the way down. Good. Okay. Straighten out your legs in this position. Now we've got lots of options. Shoulders and hips are stacked and you're looking forwards. Bottom arm underneath. Top hand can rest on the floor or you can take your arm up in the air. Both legs are straight or bottom leg bent for a little bit more balanced help. So we're just going to lift the top leg, point the toe, push into the heel and lower the leg down. And again, lift with the point, press and lower. So that leg is going about above hip height, not too high. We're staying stacked on the hips. And we're not lifting or rotating back. So hips are pointing forwards. Now, even though you're lying on the floor, I want you to pull your abdominal muscles in tight. That's it. And then emphasize your push in your ankle. So we point and then push and lower. So we want the outer thigh to lift, inner thigh to bring you down, and a nice stretch around the calf back of the knee. Hold it up on this one. Arm up if you want. Now slowly circle that top leg. Now you're going to work a lot harder if you've got your bottom leg straight. If you start to wobble or your arm starts to shift around, just bend that bottom leg. Or bring your hand down for balance. Slow, controlled circle. You want to feel it on the outside of that thigh. Good. Last one this way. And then change direction. Slowly round the other way. Brace the abs, hips and shoulders are stacked. Take your time. Good. 3 more. Squeeze the leg back as well. Feel a stretch here, but work around your bum and hamstring. Last one. And then lower the leg down. Both legs are straight, very important, especially that bottom leg. Lift the top, not too high. Lift the bottom and then down together. So we want your inner thighs to meet, not your feet. So we lift and lower. And it doesn't have to be a high lift because you might find it awkward to get your bottom leg up. We want to squeeze the inner thighs together, nice and solid. Pull in as you lift that bottom leg. Arm up if you want, remember. And if your neck is starting to pull, it could just be that you're looking down, so try and look straight ahead. Okay, now glue the legs together, and we're going to lift and lower. Draw your abdominal muscles in towards your spine. Feel it working here, just above the hip. Sliding your feet over one another. And make sure you're balanced on your hip. Try not to rock back. So it's straight up and down. You're in 2 planes of glass. Good, nice and strong. Last 2. Lift. Last one. And release down. Good. Okay, bend your legs, staying in this position, feet in line with your bum, looking ahead, pulling in, and then just doing a little clam here. So not very high, about 45 degrees. You're not trying to force that knee open and rock back. We just want to lift, and then we'll start to feel it in your bum. Now you're going to stay with this. I'm going to show you the side bend that we're going to do, and there's 2 options. If you want on the clam, you can mix it up and you can lift your feet, up to you. Okay, stay with the clam. Watch first. So I'm going to lift up. My legs stay in roughly the same position, in that clam position, and then the hand goes underneath the shoulder, and then I'm going to push up to create an A shape underneath. Bottom knee stays on the floor. Top leg, I'm going to put my heel on the inside of my ankle, and I'm going to connect them and keep them together the whole time. Then the side bend is pushing into the feet, lifting up, keeping the knee on the floor, and then squeezing the bum and pushing the hips forwards. And then if you're doing it right, you'll start and finish in the same position. So if you need to shift around a bit so it feels more comfortable, away we go. So you're going to do a side bend. The bottom knee stays on the floor. You push the hips up. You squeeze your bum. Arm goes over. So you want to feel the work coming underneath, especially in that bottom glute. And then a nice big stretch at the top. And then you go back down into your start and finish position. If you don't like this, you can stay with the clam and pull in and squish it up. So that's the lower option. If you want to work a bit harder, you slide your arm out a bit, you slide your legs out a bit, and then when you come up, you should be squeezing your legs together and reaching up. And then I like to push my feet, my foot, my heel into the crook of the ankle to bring myself down. So you're going to squeeze that, push in, and again, you're working that whole underside and stretching out through the top. And again, so we push up, big lift, and then lower. So you'll always have one side that's a bit stronger than the other. Keep going. So I can have a little look. That's it, good. So bottom knee stays down, or you're coming up, it's that full side, squeezing your thighs together, and then releasing down gently. One more time, everyone. Up and push. Squeeze it up, lovely. Abs in tight, bottom side working, and release it down. Good job. Shake out that wrist. And then just turn over onto all 4s. Good. Okay. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, flat hand or a fist, especially if that wrist is giving you feedback, shall we say. Okay, so all 4s position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Push up into a strong position and just breathe. Nice big breath in through the nose. When you breathe out through your mouth, pull your belly button up and in towards your spine. Breathe in to release. Exhale and pull in. You want to feel your abdominal muscles wrapping all the way around you. As you exhale, you're pulling in tight. Make sure the weight is up into your shoulders. Try not to let your head flop down. So brace up into your chest and shoulders, and just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, one more time. Inhale and exhale. Now when you exhale, tuck your bum underneath, tuck the chin to the chest, and arch your spine up as much as you can, looking down in between the legs. And then lengthen all the way back out, puff your chest up, stick your bum out, and let your ribs fall to the floor. And again, so you're pulling in. So we're stretching the spine one way than the other. Use those abdominal muscles to create a big curl. So you're working the underside. And then think about working the top side, so you shorten your spine, so it's curling together, bum goes up, chest lifts, and then reverse it. So use those abdominal muscles, connect, big stretch up, and then lengthen all the way out, lift the chest. Mind you, not just kind of rocking your head, neck back. Good, one more time, pulling in tight, wrap the ribs, abs in tight, big stretch up, and then lengthen all the way back out, chest lift, thumb lift, ribs to the floor. And then just release, just shake it out. Good, okay, we're gonna lie down on your front. And we're gonna add on, but if you don't wanna add on at any time, you just come back to the lower version. So we're starting off in a nice, easy position, mid upper back work. So we're gonna take the arms out into a W shape, slide the shoulders back and down, and park your nose on the floor. So if you can see shadow on the floor, you've got a long neck, shoulders back, lengthen the legs out behind you in a comfortable position. So we just want to do a little lift. Don't look forwards, look down. Keep your neck long. Keep your ribs on the floor and no pressure in your hands. We'll be moving on and working your lower back. So for this one, you know, it's not the most exciting of moves, granted, but if we think how much we look down, look forwards, reading, looking at phones, always you're kind of stretching that mid upper back forwards, you're getting that hunch forwards. So now it's time to work the muscles there, to lift the head up. Keep looking down though, long neck, shoulders back, no pressure in your hands. And it's almost just like you're really kind of tensing the muscles, lifting up nice and strong. And you shouldn't be feeling it in your lower back. If you are, you're coming up a bit too high. So just take a little check and just think, if you're not lifting very high, you're probably doing it right. Any higher, feel your lower back kicking in, you're coming up too high. Okay, we're going to add on. So I'm going to take my little finger on the floor, thumb pointing up, lift up, slide the arms out, slide the arms back in, and lower to the floor. So do a little lift, slide the arms out in a natural position, don't force them out or in, pull them back in, and then lower to the floor. And again, easy lift, press out. Now press into the floor and draw those shoulder blades back strongly, knee down, nose down. Easy lift, slide the arms. Now press into your hands, feel it then in your arms a bit more. Draw those shoulder blades back and down and park your nose on the floor. If you're feeling it in the lower back, just don't lift up very high. We want challenge, stabilizing, and then really working through that mid upper back, drawing those shoulder blades back and down and release. Now, if you want to work harder, it'll be more on your back. Lift your hands off the floor as you take them out and in. So easy lift, stay low, reach the arms out, pull them back, create your own tension, and then lower it back down. So you might feel it, if you're taking your hands off the floor, you'll feel it more in your lower back. So it's up to you. Good. Just do one more time, easy lift, out and in with the arms, and release down. Good. Okay, let's switch it up. So let's work your legs a little bit. Take the legs out wide, turn your heels in, point your toes away. Hands underneath your forehead, shoulder blades back and down. Just rest your head on your hands and then just lift, alternating leg lift here. So we want those hips to stay on the floor. You want a nice long leg, straight leg, easy lift. Watching your shoulders and elbows are staying still. And if they're lifting, it could be because your legs are too wide, so just bring them in a little bit. So you want shoulders and elbows staying still against the movement of the leg. Now I want you to tense that leg as you lift. Feel it in your bum, feel it in your hamstring. Keep your hips on the floor nice and level. Good, just do two more. Last one. And relax. Okay, just let your legs settle in a comfortable position. Take your hands down by your side. Park your nose on the floor. So you're going to draw your shoulder blades together, lift in a long line, reach the hands down the outsides of the legs, lower, relax the shoulders forwards. And again, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift in a long line, not too high. Draw the shoulder blades together, keep your hands touching your thighs as you reach your fingertips down towards your feet. Easy lift. Long neck on the floor. You can see that shadow. And again, easy lift, drawing your shoulder blades together nice and strong. Good. Now we're going to add on, you will need a little bit of room around you. If you can't do a big circle with your arm, just adapt, but try and keep your body still. So I'm going to hold up on this one, staying close to the floor. Sweep the right arm out, pull back. Sweep the left arm out, pull back, and lower to the floor. And repeat. So lift up, drawing the shoulder blades together. Stay close to the floor. Let one arm reach out in front in a big semicircle. Keep your other arm tight by your side, shoulder blades squeezing towards your spine. And then you swap arms. Now if you're feeling it more in your lower back, just bring yourself close to the floor. Let your palm turn, let your arm, don't lock it into one position. It will naturally want to kind of turn as you take your arm up anyway. But the emphasis is always drawing the shoulder blades together. And as you sweep one arm out, your body should be staying still. As you sweep the arm out, your shoulder blade is pulling in towards your spine. Nice strong arms. So squeeze the shoulders, lift in a long line, looking down the whole time. Don't twist the head, keep looking down. That shoulder tight in by your side. Press your hand towards your outer thigh. Good. One more time, easy lift at your own pace. Sweep one arm, pull back, sweep the other. And when you're done, just have a little rest there. So a little rock side to side. Should have felt that a little bit in your lower back and hopefully through your shoulders as well. Good. Sit your bum back on your heels and stretch your arms out in front. Okay, we're going to go back into all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Flat hand or a fist. Weight goes up into your shoulders. Tuck your toes underneath. So start off nice and easy. Take a breath in. As you exhale, pull in, push into your hands, push into your feet. Lift your knees an inch or two off the floor. Hold, slowly release back down. And again, push, hands and feet. Lift the knees an inch or two off the floor. And then lower it back down. So keep your neck long, shoulders back, back flat. Hands directly under your shoulders. Small lift. Small lift of the knee. Good. Keep your back straight. Good. Keep going. Easy lift. Okay, have a little rest. Shake out your wrists. We're going to advance that if you want. You don't have to. You can carry on with that one. So you're going to push into your hands and feet. Lift the knees an inch off the floor. I'm going to lift my right foot. Lower. Left foot, lower, knees down. What might happen is you'll lift up too high and then you'll just do a quick kick and lower. You want to stay low to the floor, abs in, 1 foot, tap down, 1 foot, tap down, knees down. It's up to you. You don't have to lift the feet. You can carry on with what you were just doing. And lifting both knees together. Just try it though. Try and keep both arms strong. You will definitely feel yourself kind of shifting a little bit. We want to keep the back flat, heads up, shoulder blades back and down. And it's a small lift. Relax the wrists if you need to have a little shake out. Well done. Good. Heads up, shoulders back and down. You don't have to lift the knees. Whatever you're doing, make it smooth. One more time, abs in tight. Pull in before you do anything. Easy lift. And then release down when you're done. Shake it out. And you're going to lie on your other side. Can you see my face? Yes? No? Can you see my face? Yes, okay. It's because I've made you guys bigger so I can see what's happening, but I've covered my face and I just wondered what you can see. It's not a bad thing. Okay, heels in line with your bum. Bottom arm supports the head, and we're lying on our side, but you're pulling in to create a little gap. You're going to lift your arm up, arm over your shoulder, look at the hand, rotate through the spine, open out through the chest, and then pull in and bring the arm down. Keep pulling in as you bring the arm down. So remember what we said on the other side, and what I said on the other side. Don't let your arm pull back, because your shoulder will push forwards. It will be really uncomfortable. Hips point forwards the whole time, legs are together. If your leg starts to lift or your hip rocks back, you're going back too far. Remember, you always have one side that's a little bit more bendy, stretchy, open outy than the other side. This is definitely a bit tighter on this side for me to do. So it does feel like I'll lose control if I rock back any further. You're not looking to take your hand on the floor. Push those hips forwards, keep your knees together, keep an eye on your hand, and then really pull in tight, draw in to bring the arm down. That's it. So really twist and open through your spine, and then use your obliques to close it down. Good, one more time, easy open. And pull in, and down. Good, okay. Straighten out both legs. So now we've got lots of options. You're lying on your side, hand down or arm up, both legs straight or bottom leg bent to give you a little bit more stability. So you're going to lift the leg, point the toe, push into the heel, and lower the leg down. Point, press, and lower. So just above hip height with that leg, emphasize the ankle, get a stretch around the back of your leg. I've got a lovely angle of someone's foot just coming in and out of view. And hopefully I don't see any verrucas, so that's good. So lift, press, and lower. Stacked on the hips, stacked in the shoulders, looking forwards. Last one, hold. Abs in tight, slowly circle your leg around. Now there's no speed on this, slowly does it. So we want to feel it on the outside of that thigh. Body staying still, easy circle. Good. Last one this way. And now change direction. Slowly round the other way. Hip stacked, shoulder stacked. Draw your abdominal muscles in. If your arm is starting to wave around, control your leg a little more. Good, last two. Last one, and lower the leg down. Okay, both legs straight. Needs that bottom leg especially. Stacked on hips, arm up or down. Lift the top, lift the bottom, down together. So we want inner thighs, not just feet. Don't think about bringing your feet together. Bring your inner thighs and the feet will follow. Look straight ahead. Up, up, and down. Not too high. We want those legs to glide together. Draw your abdominal muscles in before you lift. Good. Two more. And last one. Now glue the legs together. And lift and lower. Abs in tight. Lift and lower. Did anyone start watching the Pembrokeshire murders on telly last night? ITV, 9 o'clock. I remember it growing up when the 2 people got shot on the footpath because I remember my dad saying to me, or he'd read it in the news or something, they thought maybe it was IRA related, but they were coming across with arms or something, or going back with arms. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things stick in your mind. Good, but it's good. Last 2, good drama. Last one. And down. Okay, bend your knees, heels in line with your bum. And we're just going to start off that little clamp. So feet stay together, small lift, feeling it immediately or definitely after about 4 or 5 into your outside glutes. That's it. And if you want, you can mix it up. You might find it a bit easier. Feet up, and it's the same lift, a little clam, feet stay together, just that top knee, coming up just kind of about hip height-ish. Up and down. Okay, stay there. I'll just show you the side bend again. And then you join in when you feel comfortable. So the hand is going to lift underneath the shoulder. And then I'm going to push down to create an A shape underneath. Top leg. The heel goes against the inside of the ankle. Bottom knee stays down. I'm going to push up, squeeze the bum, and go into a side bend, keeping my bottom knee on the floor. And try not to let your heel lift if you can. And then slowly coming down, watching that shoulder doesn't pop up. So we're going to push down, lift, use the muscles underneath. So lift up. And then release down. That was a really bad camera angle then. Good. So you're squeezing the heel into the outside of your ankle. The bottom knee stays down. So when you're coming up, you're pushing those hips up and forwards. And then releasing down. Good. Now I'm going to show you the more advanced one. I won't do many though because definitely my shoulder doesn't like it on this side for some reason. So legs go further away, hand goes further away. I'm going to lift up, squeeze the legs together, up and over, and then open the knees out to come back down. And you should start and finish in roughly the same position, working that underside the whole time. Watching the shoulder, so you've got to push down and squeeze those legs together and lift up. Good. And then really feel like the underside, you're lifting up. So that bottom knee stays down if you want. Squeeze your bum, push up and release. All those legs are squeezing together. And do you feel how one side, you might feel straight away how one side feels stronger than the other? Definitely not my strong side. Ian, come on, lift. That's it. One more, everyone. Nice. And release down and shake out those wrists. Good job. Okay, you're going to lie down on the front again. Now we're going to do back extension and adding on. So anytime you want to break, take a break. If you feel it too much in your lower back, take a break. Okay, legs go wide, heels turn in, toes point down. So immediately kind of feel your bum engage, and that'll help to support your lower back. Arms go into a W shape. You've all done this one before. You're going to roll up, and you're going to roll up as far as you feel comfortable, up into a full back extension if you want. And then when you come down, just make sure the arms don't flare out and the shoulders lift. Think about tucking in and rolling down with control. And again, easy roll up and gently roll down. Okay, now you can stay with this if you want. I'll show you the next option. So I'm up in a strong position, and I'm going to try and keep the same bend in my back. As I bend the elbows, lift the legs, so squeeze on the bum, lift the legs. When my elbows touch the floor, the chest should be up off the floor. So elbows touch, stop. And then you push into your hands and you rock back. So you're really just kind of rocking on your pubic bone. Squeeze your bum, lift the legs, nice and straight. Elbows touch, chest lifts, and then push and rock up. So it's up to you. You can just go up and down, taking your time, or you can do that little rock where you're squeezing your bum and lifting those legs up as high as you can. Don't let your head fall down if you're doing that rock. Keep your back in the same position like a banana and rock on your pubic bone. Make this the last one. When you're down, just have a little rest, do what feels good. And then I'm going to show you one more thing to advance it if you want to give it a go. Have a little look first. So I'm up in that strong back extension, and then it's I'll just do it and then I'll talk it. So I'm going to try and keep the shape in my back. Rock, reach the arms in front, and then I'm pushing up with my back to get the hands back into the start position. So it's a release and then a catch. A release and a catch. If you don't want to do it, you can have a rest, or you can drop back to one of the earlier options. Good. You've got to make it quick and snappy when you do it. That's it. I just see heads bobbing. You could be head banging for all I know. Yeah, it looks good. So you release, catch, release and catch. Squeeze your bum a lot. Last one. And relax. So we're feeling that hopefully in your back, because you're holding a back and a back extension in that strong position, and then using your bum as well. Well done, everyone. Just have a little rest there. And when that feels good, sit your bum back on your heels and stretch your arms out in front. Good. And then sit down on your bums and roll all the way down to the floor. Time to work your abs. Okay, so legs hip width apart, hip bone, pubic bone level. And we're trying to keep that hip bone, pubic bone level. Hands around the back of the head or to the side, wherever you feel comfortable. Try and let your elbows, your arms follow your shoulder rather than bringing them in. Let your shoulders settle into natural position, shoulders back and down. Tuck the chin, look to the knees, and then just curl up. And then just make sure when you're coming up and down, your ribs are going down and in. Hip bone, pubic bone is staying level. Watch your feet aren't too close to your bum, because that might start to make you go into a pelvic tilt. So your legs just a distance away. So when you pull up, hip bone, pubic bone staying level, ribs going down and in, and you're not pulling on your neck. There's a gap between the chest, chin and chest, and it's just a smooth lift, leading with the chest rather than leading with the chin. Good. Now we're going to start to move the legs. So we're going to curl up, bring one knee over the hip, and then lower, and then change. So when your knee is coming in, your knee is stopping over your hip. If you bring your leg in too close, you start to go into a pelvic tilt. So you want to stop when your knee is over your hip and you're curling up to meet it. There's no twist. Straight up and down. And if you want to use your breath, it's an exhale to lift. So you're kind of pushing that breath out, knitting your ribs together, hip bone, pubic bone staying level, and your knee doesn't come in any further than your hip. Last one. Hold the leg, head down on the floor. Relax your arms. So we've got one leg up, 90 degrees. Watch your foot doesn't get lazy. Knee up, knee over hip, ankle in line with knee. Hold. Now take a breath in. As you exhale, pull on your abdominal muscles, wrap the ribs around you. Bring your other leg up to tabletop. Or you bring your legs in, have a little rock, and then set your legs back out to 90 degrees. As long as you've got your legs at 90, I don't mind how you get there. So the weight of your legs makes you pull your abdominal muscles in tight. to stop your back from arching off the floor. So you want those ribs down and in. We want to keep a strong connection around the core to stop your back from arching off the floor. That rhymed. Slowly, toe tap, one foot towards the floor. You don't have to touch. Slowly, bring the leg back up. That's your pace. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh my God, modern day, what's the face? Pilates. Okay, open out through the front of the hip, abs in tight. Don't let your back arch off the floor. You don't have to touch the floor with your foot. Your abdominal muscles should be in tight and you should be feeling this. If we were in class, Ian would have said, yes, miss, at that point, I think. Or you'd have all gone, yes, because you're trying to hold. Oh, thanks, Ian. You're trying to hold your abdominal muscles in tight. We don't need to do many. If you're doing it well, you should be thinking, bloody hell, is she going to finish anytime soon? Because this is killing. One foot stays down on the floor, bring your other foot down, relax. And you should be going, oh, thank God, that's over. Well, over for the minute anyway. Okay, so we may fault it in the hip flexors at the top of the thighs there, so let's stretch that out and work your bum. Legs hip width apart, hands down by your side. You're going to squeeze up and down. We're going to squeeze up and down. So legs are in train tracks. But if it hurts the knees, play around with the width or how far out and in your legs are. It could just be that they're a little bit too tight. Muscle or a ligament could be too tight. So if it hurts the knees, just play around. But ideally, the hip bones should line up with your knees. And we're watching those legs aren't flaring out and in. So we're going to squeeze up and down. Last two. Now we're going to lift, and you're just going to lift your right foot off the floor a little, lower, and switch. Doesn't have to be a high lift. I want you to think more importantly about keeping those hips level. So just let your foot lift naturally off the floor as you go up and down. So single leg bum lift. But we're trying to keep those hips level. So if you find you're kind of twisting, just lift your foot a centimetre off the floor, or keep your toes touching the mat as you go up and down. So you've got a little bit of help. So you just want to feel, is there a little bit of difference as you come up and down? So as you lift, just bring one leg off the floor. Last two. Last one, you're going to hold it up on this one. So one leg should be up in the air. And I want you to push into your foot on the floor and get your leg up. Now straighten the leg that's up. Keep your bum up. You're going to press your heel to lower the leg. Lift the leg with a point. Press as you lower and lift as you point. We've not got many. It's a short set. If you really need to, pop your bum down on the floor. You've only got two more. Heel and toe. Last one, heel and toe. Hold it up. Bend the knee. Pulse your bum. Go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Shake it out. Back to lifting your bum and taking one foot off the floor. Lift the bum, small lift, one foot off the floor. Push. Keep the hips level. Try not to rock from side to side. Doesn't have to be a big lift. We want to finish up with your other leg up in the air. Now, hold, straighten the leg, heel down, toe up. We've only got 6. Heel and toe. Lift your bum. Heel and toe. Keep pressing. Stretch through the back of the leg. Just 2. Just 1. Hold it up. Bend the knee. Pulse your bum. Go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Give your knees a little hug. Have a little rock. And breathe. Okay, so the knees are in towards your chest. Hands down by your side. Take your legs back out to 90 degrees, abs in tight, hold. Aim high, press one leg out, control the return, press the other leg out, control the return, abs in tight. Take your time. If you want to work harder, you aim your leg down lower. A little out breath when you straighten the leg, to think of knitting those ribs together. The higher you aim the leg, the easier it is. The lower you aim the leg, you've really got to tighten and watch your back doesn't arch off the floor with the weight of the leg. And just watch, lastly, that you're not tensing your arms or holding onto your mat for dear life. You can hold onto your mat, that's fine, but try not to grip for dear life. Extend the leg. Take it lower if you want to work harder. Good. This is the last exercise of the night. I want you to bring your hands behind your head, curl up, stay there, abs in, same legs. If you want, you can put your head down on the floor. Look down in between the legs, and as you straighten the leg out, brace your abs and pull in tight. Try not to aim down too low. Work in your range. Keep going. Chin off the chest, curl up strong. Add on a little rotation. Rotate, center, rotate, center. So elbow towards knee, shoulder towards knee. Slow and steady, high, easier, lower, harder. You haven't got many more. Stretch it out, elbow, shoulder to knee. Good. Full extension on your other leg, don't cheat it. Lovely. Maybe 4 more. Can you lift up a little higher? And 3. Last 2. Last 1. And relax. Head down, legs in, do what feels good. Take a little rock there. Good. Let's try this little stretch. Bring your right leg in, hold on behind your thigh or your calf and try and bring the leg in towards you. Can you touch your toe? Oh. I've got my right leg up, so I'm going to hold on the outside of my right leg with my left hand. And I'm just going to see if I can just gently ease the leg across. If you've got your hand quite high up around the back of your thigh, that's fine. Or you can just see, it'll work a little bit harder if you take your hand up your leg and you bring that leg across the body. And then finally, just making sure your bum isn't lifting off the floor. So you don't have to take it over very much to feel a stretch on the outside of that, well, whatever leg you've got up. On my right leg, I've got it up. And release gently. Change legs. So left leg in. Hold on behind your calf or your thigh. Relax your shoulders. Try and pull that leg in. Feel a stretch around the back of the leg. So this is definitely my leg that doesn't stretch as much. So it's my right hand on the outside of that left leg, keeping the bum on the floor and just seeing if I can ease that left leg across a little bit. And then I'm just getting a stretch on the back of the knee. And then just seeing if I can go a little bit further. Oh. But just holding where you feel the stretch, but trying not to let the bum lift. It's not a twist, it's a stretch in that leg. And release. Soles of the feet together, let the knees flop out. Just relax there. And then when you're ready, you push yourself up. You can stay there with your feet together. Sit up nice and tall, and then just open out, so push down with your elbows. Both legs out, curl up and over and reach down towards the legs. Can you go a little further? Good, just sit cross-legged, take the hands behind, puff the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. And release, arms out in front, reach away, tuck the chin in, stretch through that mid-upper back. And then slowly, without hands, can you come up? Well done. And then just standing up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back. Hands go behind, link the fingers, stretch the chest. Take a nice big breath in, reach the arms up, stretch up to the ceiling. Lift, lift, lift. And let go. Good job, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
Karren.
you very much. Little adjustment. New top. Thank you.
Thank you, Karren.
Gonna have my dinner now.
Good move.
Always a positive ending.
Yes, got something to look forward to.
Good night.
Thanks, Karren.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
See ya.